This is Scott Spears, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of The Exchange. Here this week, we have Heather Conley back with us for week number 3. Probably having a hard time speaking off the bat here. Heather's back with us. She's a regular part of the show now, which is great. And Matt Morgan, I should say, is not here right now, but he, I think, will be here midway through this program, and he will be with us. We're doing 2 programs this week, so he'll be with us midway through this one and all the way through the next one, we think. We'll hope. We'll see what happens. But we're going to save all the really big news for Matt when he shows up. And, of course, our other friend here who has been with this station doing his own show for many years, from 2018, I believe, to 2022. And then, well, just shake your head yes, Glenn. Just say yep. And then he also ran for mayor last year here in Marion on the Democratic side. Glenn Coble is with us, and lots of stuff to talk about. Let's just start with a nice, easy subject. It's commencement season. We've had a lot of interesting commencement talk. People are getting in trouble. And Super Bowl kicker Harrison Butker delivered a speech in Kansas. Now, this is essentially what he said. You can go back and listen, but he basically said women should be homemakers, and this upset a lot of women in the crowd. They feel he should be fired and let go from the NFL. The NFL basically said he's on his own time, he can do what he wants, but they certainly did not stand behind what he said. So Chris Pan, who was recently on this show in an exclusive, got in trouble at Ohio State for saying he was on psychedelics when he wrote his speech, and brought up Bitcoin and got booed. People are getting... Jerry Seinfeld brought up Israel in a speech he was giving at commencement, and people walked out. Wow. Why can't people just get up and give a commencement speech anymore and say, do good, be great, school's over, you worked hard, have a great life? Heather, we talked about Chris Pan last week. Now we've got Harrison Butker and Jerry Seinfeld and a whole lot of other people. President Biden, he just gave a commencement speech recently, and they were worried that Muslim groups were going to protest, or Israeli groups, I think, were going to protest at that speech. Why can't people just get up and say what you're supposed to say at a commencement speech? Why do we have to it's not a speech for opinion. I don't understand this.
It seems like they're using it as their pedestal moment to say what they want to say about something other than graduating.
They're getting a big crowd, and it is freedom of speech. You're allowed to say what you want, but then you can't be surprised when you get consequence from that.
I suppose, yeah, people love to react. I mean, if you look at the comments on Facebook Reels, it's like, ah! So, yeah, people are always going to get mad that you said something, whether you said this or you said that. Someone's mad.
But you got to know your room, and that's what I don't understand at these places. If somebody said you're giving a commencement speech, you don't get up and give your political speech. You don't get up and give your stump speech. You don't get up and give your... maybe a speech you would give at church, which would be fine at a church, but not fine at a commencement. I don't understand why people don't know the room that they're in. And that seems to be the problem. Nobody's saying that Mr. Butker is not entitled to his opinions, but why do this at a commencement speech, where you have a room full of women who you know probably are not going to like this?
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to financially be able to stay home, but yeah, a lot of women would get offended by that statement.
It certainly did upset a lot of people. Glenn, what do you think?
I've been on this earth a lot longer than either one of you, so I can tell you honestly, I've been to a lot of commencements, and I've heard a lot of people say stupid stuff at them. We just have given people permission anymore. And I'm going to say it, in the Trump era, we've given people permission to call you down on it. If you don't like it, you call somebody down on it. My father was a minister, and he did several commencement things, or things like that. And I remember Dad getting some pretty rough language. They didn't say it out in public because he was a minister, but he got a lot of rough... Dad was a very liberal minister, which probably didn't help him much in South Bend, Indiana. But I think if you could go back in time, you'd find out that there have been people like that like what was his name again?
Harrison Butker.
Yeah, the football player, kicker, right?
Kicker for Super Bowl kicker, Kansas City Chiefs, I think.
There have been a lot of people that have taken that opportunity to say what they believe. If I were given the opportunity, and I'm telling this to any of you out there that wants to give me an opportunity to speak for your commencement, I'm going to talk about what I believe in. And some people don't like what I believe in. So,
well, but okay, what would you say at a commencement? You know it's a commencement. You've got probably 17 minutes. What are you going to say?
well, the first thing I'd say is be brave. That's something we've lost.
I think that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
And I would say be brave, say what you believe. I probably would tell them what I believe as the liberal side of where I live. Be kind to other people, and do the best you can. And there would be people that would find something wrong with that. I'll guarantee you.
Well, probably the political part of it, yes. But I think, see, that's where I don't quite understand. I'll tell you, when I graduated college, do you know who my commencement speaker was? George Washington. It was George Washington.
A former governor of the state of Ohio.
No. It was a former presidential candidate.
Ah.
Yes.
Interesting. No, I have no idea.
John McCain.
Oh.
John McCain was my...
I would have loved to hear him.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't think he spoke politics. I don't remember that at all. If I went back and listened to it, I don't think he said a political thing. I think he talked about Vietnam. I think he talked about... but he was held hostage.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
okay, but
and tortured.
yeah.
And I think that was what he talked about, if I remember right. It's been a couple years ago.
How he was a coward and he stayed in...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No. See,
I get lost.
No, but now see, people are going to read that wrong because you just called him a coward. They're going to think you're calling him a coward. And you're...
Listen to Trump's former speeches,
Yes,
please.
you're hyperboleing Trump there.
Yes.
Okay. But in any event, that was what John McCain, and he was running for president at the time. So why now why do people feel the need to do these things? They didn't do them then.
Oh, I think people did. I just don't think you have a wide enough sample of to pick from. But now, if I was giving the speech, I would try to make it as non-political as I could, and more inspirational if I could.
Inspirational. That's good. That's good. You know what? We're going to do something here we have never done on this program because Matt's late. Matt, come on in. Come on. You're going to have to come around the front. You're just going to have to slide around the front here. Glenn, you jump back here.
Oh.
And Matt, we're going to hope everybody... Yeah, we'll play musical chairs.
We're going to try to squeeze in a little bit tighter.
Man, this is going to be quite the shot.
I look much better at this angle anyway.
Is that what you want? You want to be behind the chair. All right. Now we're all in here. And Matt's jumped in. All right. Matt's here.
Yeah.
We look good.
Let me see if I can get...
We're doing this all live. We're not stopping the tape.
Oh my God.
So this is how it's going to look. All because of Matt. Blame this whole thing on Matt, right? Where have you been?
So, my brother had never been to Five Guys before, so we went to like Five Guys at like 3:30, and I was like, I gotta be at the radio station at 6, but I could get there by 6 if we left. So we left.
No way.
No, it didn't happen.
It did not. I was thinking 45 minutes to get there, 45 minutes to get back. That's fine, and then I gotta get to the radio station. I was like, I could do that. And then traffic on 23 was awful, so it ended up being like an hour to get there, and then an hour to get back, and then it was busy in the Five Guys, so that was a whole thing in and of itself.
All for those salty fries.
Yeah. And the peanuts.
That's right.
Salty, expensive fries, man.
Yes, they are.
I don't like that place. The fries are too salty.
I love their food.
And the burgers I don't find to be upscale.
I've only been there, now twice. I went there once because I'd never been, and then I was trying to tell Caleb it's not that big. It's not that big of a thing, but
No.
He insisted on trying the Five Guys, so I was like, all right.
We're talking about Harrison Butker in
Okay.
his speech. So,
All right.
The kicker.
so
Yes.
on this so far, Heather has said it's not the time or place to give his thoughts on women. Glenn said go ahead and let it rip, I guess. Right?
Kinda. Yeah.
Okay, Matt, go ahead.
I'm gonna agree with Heather on this one. I don't know that.
Oh, wait a minute.
There you go. Oh, Glenn got the Dukes up there for a second. It was going to be a Duke.
I don't know that it's the time nor the place for that. I mean, I mean, I think that it's fine that he said it per se, but I don't think that he should have said it there. So I don't think that he should be fired or anything like that because people were calling for it.
No. The NFL can do what they want. But I don't, again, as I said at the top of this show, I don't understand when you know it's a commencement speech and you know you've got 17 minutes, why can't you just say, do good in the world? Pick what you want to do in life and do it. Money's not important. Do good things. That's it. You don't have to give your personal thoughts on anything. That's not why you're there. They're not asking you to do that.
But you're not there to put them to sleep, which that speech you just
Not the way
about
I
put
give it,
them to
Glenn.
sleep.
Not the way I give it. No, they'd be cheering in the aisles. No, you can relate things back to your own life. I'll give you an example. We just did the tour with Mary Ellen to all the schools. Spoke to whatever it was. How many kids, Matt, in 2 days?
I don't know, over 1,000.
Oh, well, more than that. We went to 4 different schools.
Yeah,
it was
so-
over 2,500, I bet.
Probably.
2,500 kids in 2 days. I did not get up when I introduced Mary Ellen and say, hello, I'm Scott Spears. Let me tell you about myself. Because that was not my job. My job was to intro Mary Ellen and tell a personal story about myself with her. That's the room I'm in. Know what you're supposed to do. Mary Ellen did not get up and give a political speech. Mary Ellen got up and gave her speech she gave 30 years earlier, because that's what we were there to do, commemorate the occasion. Mary Ellen's perfectly capable of giving a political speech nowadays, but she's not going to give it there because that wasn't the situation.
I think if you're asked to give a speech, you should be given some instructions, first of all. And I think if I were asked to give an address to a group of young people like that, I think I would know well enough to keep it inspiring.
Non-political.
I wouldn't say non-political.
So you're
I
going
would
to kick
say
off half the crowd, though.
I don't care, but I would say you give a speech that will inspire people to be brave enough to do what they think is right, and sometimes that gets political.
So Glenn says, speak your mind, even if you're going to get criticized.
But be careful.
And everybody else says, not the right time.
Be chicken. Yeah.
No. Know your room.
I think you should just go out there, and I think you should just, do exactly what Scott said. Go out there and be like, you know what, you guys are going to do great things, and you have a lot to expect, and you should be excited, but not.
Teach them failure is not the end. Kids don't hear that now. You may get fired 20 times in life. Okay, we'll get up 21. I mean, that's inspiring.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Why not say that? Why do we have to talk about women in the kitchen? I don't understand that.
That was really stupid.
Well, so Mr. Butker, and he cried. He got a little emotional when he was talking about how he met his wife in band class. I mean,
and then told her what to do. It sounds like.
Well, you have to look at the speech. I don't know if that's what it was, but he got I have the life I have because I met a girl in my 7th grade band class or something. Everybody's got a love story, don't they? I'm sure divorce papers will be on his lawn before too long. I don't understand. Anyway, whatever. That's that. Happy commencement to everybody. Hope you have a great graduation. Okay, let's get into a different story here.
Are you going to one soon? Are you going to speak at one?
I've been asked to speak at those, but I don't really... I don't think I have any great wisdom to impart on anybody right now. I've been to the Hall of Fame.
I'm not going to comment on that, but okay.
No, it's fine. As soon as I get some political beliefs, I'll get up there and really lay them low at those commencement speeches. Have some feelings about maybe I'll do a psychedelic and then get up and give a speech.
Yeah, just like
then I'll be
just like your buddy.
Yeah, I'll be laying in the right area with that. All right. Oh, I like this story. Country star Zac Brown. I bet Matt knows this because I had to ride from Philadelphia to New York listening to country music, so I'm sure you know who Zac... I know. That's what I thought.
You could have asked me to change it. I got all the music.
Oh, my God.
All the music on the playlist. You just got to tell me which kind of music to play.
We heard everything from Hank Williams to Zac Brown. It was It was a real hee-haw trip. going to Manhattan, Gotham City, the biggest city in the world. We roll in with Roy Clark on the banjo. It was like being with the Beverly Hillbillies.
Pretty good banjo player.
It was very interesting. But that's the way it goes. It was a real hootenanny in that car.
Hootenanny.
That's folk music, not country.
I thought, my God, 5 more minutes of this country music and I'm going to commit suicide. That's how close it got. But anyway, country star Zac Brown, you know him.
I do.
You do. Is in a fight against the woman who's going to be his ex-wife. Now, guess how long they've been married?
Like a year.
4 months.
Yeah, I
4
thought it was
months.
short. Yeah.
Oh, and it's trouble now because this 4 months, the honeymoon stage is over. The 4 months are out the window.
Wow.
Zach has got a restraining order against his soon-to-be
A
ex-wife.
whole restraining.
Oh, yeah. Now, here's for the reason. You'll love this. It's not physical. It's because she is posting poetry that he says is about him on social media. So he had to go get a restraining order. And this it doesn't say his name. Yeah, you're country singers. And this woman, his soon-to-be ex-wife, said, he can't stop me from expressing myself. Nobody can.
They gave him a restraining order?
I don't know if he got it or not, but he wants one. He's pursuing it.
Yeah, that's pushing it, isn't it?
So what do you think? Love runs deep for 4 months. Then they're already in restraining orders, judges, bad poetry, whatever.
So it was poetry that was like about a bad relationship, I'm assuming?
I didn't read the poetry, but because I can never tell. I mean, how do I know if it's about him?
Yeah.
I mean, until he said, I think he's fingering himself. Why? If your name's not in there, don't complain, because now everybody knows it's about you nitwit.
4 months in, I don't know.
I bet they were in love.
I bet they were.
She was the one. It was going to last forever.
I've been married 162 times longer than that.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh, you just did the math.
You did the math. And what have you learned from our little tale today?
Do whatever she tells me.
Exactly. Would you... 4 months.
That's nuts. You should have known that long before
Yeah.
that.
Claire, why would you marry the woman?
That's a great question. Why? There are so many people in today's society that don't get married that are in love. Well, so why get do that? It's
Yeah, but I guess that's not the bereft of this story. The bereft of this story is that should you be allowed to get a restraining order if your name's not in the poetry and just because you think it's about you? Is that...
I thought it was just for physical things.
This guy's kind of a weenie, if you ask me. How strong, tough guy is this Zac Brown? I bet he's got these big, tough country songs, and here he is getting whipped by a little bit of poetry. He's got to go get a restraining order.
Oh,
This is so dumb. Sticks and stones, Glenn. Sticks and stones.
Absolutely.
I think it might be one of those things where it might not even be about him, but he just felt the
He's
need.
upset.
He thought it was about him. So now anybody who didn't even think anything
Didn't know
about
it.
Yeah, who didn't even think anything about it, are
Now
now like,
they-
Now they know. No, let me see that poetry. What is that woman
Look
saying?
at this line. Yeah.
You're allowed to say something about somebody you've been in a relationship with. You
Yeah.
can't get a restraining order.
Nah, that can't possibly be true.
It's true that he tried.
Yeah, I
and you
can
ought to
see
see
that.
this guy. I saw he's all tattooed up and
Tough guy.
big tough guy. Oh yeah, hurt by a little
Restraining
poetry.
Words are powerful, but I don't think I'd get a restraining order over that.
If your name's not in there, they're powerful.
Words in general, I think, are powerful, but I'm not saying that he should have gone and did what he did.
I've been known to talk on this program about people with chew in their mouth. But I've never said anybody's name.
Yeah.
Should they get a restraining order against me? A lot of people do the chew.
They do.
They just don't spit it out in the McDonald's.
At the
Fine.
speaker, it's disgusting. And again, you don't take
sorry.
pictures with it either. Now you did it. Now you opened up that can of
I
worms.
shouldn't have brought that up.
Well, but I'm just saying, I'm not allowed to say that. I'm not mentioning any names. If you think that's about you, God bless your heart. But nobody's going to give you a restraining order about that. He's nuts. I think the wife should have left him.
What's with everybody trying to get control over other people?
Yeah, that's a good question, Glenn. Why do we all want control?
I was thinking of that on the way over here. That's where we have gotten to. We have gotten to a point where everybody wants to control everybody else. Why don't you leave them alone and take care of your own house?
Yes, well, that's good. That's a good question for the table here, Matt. Why don't you? Why do we got to worry about everybody else's
Matt
house?
does.
No, Matt worries about everybody else's house.
I mean, I don't know. I just are you talking about in terms of like why I like to argue?
No, I'm saying
I'm
why
confused.
is a society are we worried about other people's houses and not our own house? Who cares what this woman says? They're not married they're not together.
I don't know. I think that people think that their way is the right way. Usually, I think that they know that, or I think that they think that they know they know the right way to go about things.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You know what I thought about this story, though? This is country music. Now, who is the biggest country star on God's green earth right now? Taylor Swift. What does
Taylor
she
Swift,
do?
She does not make.
What does she do?
She's not country anymore.
is she?
No.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
She's pop music.
Let me
out of the
back that up.
genre now.
Taylor Swift started in country music.
Yes. There
What?
we go.
They still invite her to the CMA Awards, so there you go.
Yeah.
I think they invite
any
Taylor
event.
Swift anywhere.
That's not the point of this conversation. The point is that Taylor Swift has made her gazillion dollars off of writing songs about men without putting their names in it. You know, she does it. Her men don't get all, upset. Why does this big, rough and tough country boy getting upset about this?
Maybe they have gotten upset, but she paid them off.
She's got the dough.
She's got the
I'd rather
money.
have the money than her anyway.
Yeah, I've never thought she was that pretty. Oh well. But
Wouldn't you rather have the money in general? I mean, I'm with that with any woman. Just give me the money.
You know, I don't like that attitude either.
You don't like anything, Glenn.
I'm not fond of people that like money. I'm not fond of people that
No, I'm
want to
not
run
saying it
other
has to be
people's
big
lives.
money. I'll take like $350 over spending time with somebody for a
And
long
we've always
time.
said you were cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I can't argue with that. But no, I mean, why are we in everybody else's business?
I think Matt said it pretty good. We usually think our way is the right way, but being in everyone else's business is emotionally draining, and if you don't eventually figure that out and come back to your own house, then I don't even know.
Well, I guess I don't understand that before we move on, what Matt even said, because the husband is upset with what she did. So I don't think he's saying his way is right. I think he's saying her way is wrong. So
That's
I'm
just
confused.
the opposite side of the coin. Everybody tries to criticize people for things they're doing wrong to make themselves look like they're doing it right.
Yeah, but I don't think he's doing anything. I think he's just
It's opening his mouth.
well now because she did her thing.
Yeah.
But I think he's saying she did this to me and I don't like it. I don't think he's telling her what to do. I think he's just saying don't do that.
I think he should have told her that and left it there, and
I'm sure
not-
she did.
and not take it up with.
Well, I'm sure he
restraining
probably
orders.
Well, don't you think that's where it started though?
Oh, I imagine.
I mean, I'm sure it started with stop doing this and then she said no and then
She said, "You rubbed off on me. I can't.
Yeah.
Can't stop writing."
so I don't do people do this? This is social media now though. I mean, good God. Well, but do you believe the stuff on social media? I don't believe anything. I'm not even talking about local people. When they smash a local person and give their opinion, I don't believe it because I don't know if I don't know it to be true. I cannot say anything. That person's creepy. That person's a weirdo. That person's nuts. Those are adjectives that could mean 1,000 things to 1,000 different people. How well do you know that person?
You should keep your mouth shut in most cases because you don't know that person.
Right.
Yeah.
And what good does it do to be bad mouthing somebody else? Just keep your mouth shut and do the right thing yourself.
And
be a kind person.
Yes, and first impressions, I should say, are sometimes wrong. You can completely change your opinion of somebody after a certain period of time.
Yeah. Yep.
So a lot of times I'll read something and I'll say, I know that person. That's not the experience I've had with them. Why are you writing this?
Yeah.
So, whatever.
We'll be talking about somebody that we know later in the show.
We certain that's
that would surprise the heck out of everybody.
and we're gonna have a long conversation about that. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. And that this is part of that conversation. How social media
Kinda
has
is,
impacted that. Good Lord. What should Zach Brown do? Stop crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's some? Give us some of his songs so we can go look them up later on.
I don't know any off the top of my head.
Really, you're not a big fan of his?
I mean, I'm not. I don't know that I can name a lot of songs from a lot of people that you asked me to. I mean, I can name some like Blake Shelton, like some of the like bigger ones. I don't think Zach Bryan. There's Zach Bryan's all that.
Zach Brown.
Zach Brown.
Is it Zach Brown?
Oh, we're talking.
Zach Brown.
Oh, like the Zach Brown band?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, well, if we're talking like the Zach Brown
What
band,
we're talking
you see,
about.
there's a bit of a difference there. I know some of the Zach Brown.
There's a Zach
band.
Bryan and a Zach Brown?
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go.
I didn't know that either.
Okay. But what's Zach Brown is what I've written down.
Okay, so Zach Brown's got some good songs. I think he's the one that makes like Chicken Fried and
That sounds like a good song.
It is. It's a good song. You should listen to it.
No, I shouldn't.
Fantastic.
No,
so he
thanks.
makes like Chicken Fried, and he makes Highway 20. I think it's Highway 20 Drive.
Maybe you should go take a drive.
It's a good song.
He seems a little
It's a good song.
touchy. Seems a little touchy.
He makes good music.
Well,
I suggest you listen to it.
well, there you go. He should write some lyrics himself.
Oh, Knee Deep. Knee Deep's another good one. Sorry. Now you got me thinking.
He's knee deep in it.
I was trying to look it up, but I couldn't find it.
He's knee deep in it. Yes, Zach Bryan. So now does this change your? We gotta get his name right. So what does it change your opinion at all?
No. No.
Who cares?
He makes
Okay.
good music, but you should just stop.
To stay in the relationship vein, which is where we are right now, celebrity relationship vein, rumors are going around.
That's him.
That's him. Yeah, that's it. Is that Zach Brown or Zach Bryan? That's Zach Brown, right? Yeah, that's the guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the punk that
Yeah, Zach Brown band. Good stuff.
he gets hurt by poetry.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Ooh, scary.
Baby.
All right, here we go. Rumors are going around that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are splitting up again. Now, people have not seen them together in public in 47 days. So, ooh.
Wow.
Okay,
Man.
who's been in public more often? Those two or the president and his wife?
Mrs. Biden and...
No, the ex-president.
Oh, the ex-president. Oh, I don't know. I don't really follow
I
those.
think she's in the bottom of a well somewhere.
Oh. I don't think she's
I
at the
haven't
bottom.
seen her at all.
What were you
Where
just
is
saying
she?
about saying nice things? And
Well,
let's
she's
keep our
a
thoughts to
nice
ourselves.
lady, I assume, but haven't seen her.
This was Benifer at one point. These two have been off and on for many, many years now. But now we think there might be trouble again in their relationship because we haven't seen them together in public in 47 days.
I don't know who either of these people are.
I will give her my
You don't
shoulder
know who
to cry
Jennifer
on.
Lopez is? Oh, you're young.
Is she an actor?
Singer.
She was.
Singer.
Singer
Was she an
and
actor
actor.
too? Oh, she was an
Yeah.
actress. Yeah, she
Yeah.
was in a couple
A little
movies.
bit, yeah.
I mean, I know the name, but I don't.
And Ben
I don't
Affleck,
know
Good Will
anything
Hunting,
about it.
and some other films.
Yeah, he was a good actor.
So we got a celebrity couple here. Is basically
Okay.
what they were together before. I think they were married prior, but she likes to go through men
One of
like
those like so-called power couples.
oh Benifer. They called it Benifer. Yes, they had a name. They had one of those compound names
That's nice.
like Benifer. But they're back together now. But now we feel it might be rocky again because they haven't been together in 47 days. So what do you think? Are Benifer in trouble?
Yeah, I think that. I think that anytime you're in a relationship as a celebrity, your relationship's in trouble. If I'm being
I don't
100%
even-
honest with you.
Why am I asking these questions?
Because like,
You know, talking politics in the morning and interviewing governors, and then I'm asking if Benifer is
He
together.
admitted he had no idea who they
No.
were, and then he goes into
Go into it.
He's going to tell us.
Tell us about it, Matt. Go ahead. We're down to 2 minutes before the break.
I think if you have a celebrity relationship, it's just bound to fail. Like look at all the Hollywood relationships.
Oh, I heard that
they usually
Travis
fail.
Kelce was about to propose to Taylor Swift.
Oh,
that's
good.
no
It's on all the tabloids.
That's no good.
God knows we believe that.
Now they'll get a divorce.
All right, Heather, what do you think? Benifer?
I don't know, but I think it would suck to be a celebrity couple.
Well, you're under the microscope.
Yeah.
Glenn?
They are under the microscope.
Well, I was kind of a celebrity for a while, and my marriage early was rough because of my celebrity.
You were a folk singer.
Yes,
Yeah, I got your album.
and she always thought I was looking at the girls in the audience.
Oh, so you've experienced this.
Yes, and she was right. I was looking at the girls in the audience, but I wasn't doing anything with them. But I was looking. It was kind of fun. I liked being a celebrity for 5 or 6 years.
Do you know this is being taped?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Well,
My
Besides
wife
watch.
knows everything about me.
you've told your wife.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's a revelation. When Glenn was a folk singer, semi-celebrity, you were eyeballing the women in the crowd, but telling your wife that you were not.
You show me any male that's under 40 years old that isn't eyeballing the crowd, and I'll tell you, he's either gay or he's.
Jeez, Glenn.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with
Save this for your commencement speech. We're going to come back on the other side of this break with much more. Don't you dare go anywhere. Hey, Scott Spears back here with Glenn Coble, Matt Morgan, and Heather Conley. And tune into the next episode. We've got a special episode this week because... Did I do something wrong there? I felt like I was getting the... Did I say something wrong?
No.
Well, you didn't invite
Boy,
me.
this is the most disjointed episode. People, I felt like I'd done...
No.
No?
No.
You looked at me like you
say
did
the
something...
word chronicling correctly.
But I didn't do that this week, did I? That was last week. I could not say chronicling.
That's a tough one.
It was a tough one. It was a tongue twister last week. Okay. Tune in to our next episode, which will also be out this week, the bonus episode, because we're going to talk about something that isn't so light, and that is what's been going on locally, and that's all we're going to say, and you probably know what it is, and we'll talk about it in the next episode. Now, to stay light, we had to break hard there. We didn't get all the answers. Bennifer, 47 days, are they in trouble? Heather, what do you think? That's Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
I guess probably if they're normally seen in public and right now they're not. I would assume.
That's trouble.
Maybe.
I assume they're just busy people.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could be on tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or he could too.
He could be making a movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Hollywood relationships are just doomed to fail.
Okay. Well, there you go. So, are they in trouble or not? I don't think they are. I don't think they are in trouble.
Well, I think they probably are.
They in trouble, Glenn?
I think every marriage from day one to when you bury me in the ground is in trouble.
And you got that. You're 1 foot on a banana peel and the other
The
foot
whole
slipping.
time. Yeah.
You got it. Heather, what do you think?
About Bennifer?
Jennifer, are they going to last?
Probably not.
Oh, everybody's a doubting Thomas, and I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
So,
here.
I mean, they could, I guess, in theory, but I think it'll be more like they're gonna like break
I'm not saying
up.
they'll last forever.
Like you know, they're gonna break up and then they're
When
gonna
is
get
it?
back together and then they're gonna break it. They're gonna do that thing that they do forever and always, and that's gonna be that.
All right. I love
Maybe.
it. Well, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I was just agreeing with him.
I love this story. The Washington Post has become like advice to the lovelorn for some reason. This isn't exactly a love story, but for some reason people write to the Washington Post now about love. A guy wrote to the Washington Post, he and his wife planned to go to dinner with a couple who were good friends of theirs. But they had a really busy week of partying and having fun and going to things, not like college partying, but just parties every night and busy time of the year and so on and so forth, that they were just worn out. So they called up their friends and said, listen, we're tired, we're sorry, we're worn out, we've been doing a lot of things, we can't go out with you. And the friends got mad. So now the guy is wondering, should I have just lied to him? There you go.
I've often told my wife, I lie to you to not hurt your feelings. And that's
What would be an instance?
Well, if she wonders if I went to a bar to have a beer, of course not.
But you did.
But I did.
There you go.
I don't want to get a big fight about it. I don't want to hurt her feelings. I think people do lie to hurt other people's feelings, and I think that probably would work.
What would you have said? If you were just tired from being out every night, you didn't want to go out with the couple, what would you have said?
I would probably have been straight up. Now, if 30 years ago, I probably would have found an excuse. But nowadays, I would say, I'm just busted. I can't make it tonight.
What if they got angry?
If they got angry, they're not a friend.
Well, okay, what do you think, Matt?
I would tell them to grow up. I mean, I think that if you got angry because somebody was like, no, it's been a long week, I've done, all of this, then I think that, there's a bit of the issue there, and that they should probably just get some understanding.
Yeah. You don't get mad at me when you ask me to come on and I say,
No.
hey, I've got something else going on.
No, because I know I've asked you in short notice a lot of times, and
Well, short notice or
long notice, I wouldn't
yeah.
get mad anyway.
Yeah. No.
Because I'm
well,
not an angry fellow.
I think that's the way they should be.
That's exactly right.
I think if regardless of the reason, if you can't tell your friends you're tired, then they're not your friends. I
Exactly.
wouldn't be close to someone. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I guess the question is, should you just lie and that way you don't have to deal with it? People lie all the time. I've always said this. I'm not going to have the discussion because some people are habitual liars about stupid things.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pick that fight. I'm not going to die on that hill to tell you that you're lying because it means nothing to me. I know you're lying. You know you're lying. Why do we even need to have this discussion? So I'll let you lie to me. And I'll go, oh, okay. And we'll just move on. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
And a lot of people put you in a position where you have to lie to them, and that is uncomfortable as hell.
Yes. But you know what? I go out of my way to try not to lie. And a lot of times that does get you in trouble because when you tell somebody the truth, if it's like constructive criticism, well, they don't like it.
Yeah.
But the truth can only come back on you once.
Yeah, but they want to hear everything's good, everything's fine.
Can I write that down?
Yeah.
That's
a
what
good one.
that's what they want to say, though. The truth only comes back on you once.
I mean, you get out there, you deal with it. It's water under the bridge. If you lie, and then you got to remember your lie. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe in some instances you wouldn't have to remember your lie, but.
But what if you said something to somebody that hurt their feelings and then you don't talk to them for 30 years? That probably would.
It must have been something you needed to say, maybe. I don't know.
If there was a truth that I felt I needed to tell somebody that got them to not speak for me for 30 years, I think it was probably I didn't want to speak to them for 30 years.
Yeah, but this is not a big deal. I mean, yeah,
It's a small thing.
I'm tired. I don't want to go to dinner. So if you lie about that, I mean, is that the worst thing in the world?
That's probably the least worst thing in
Right.
the
If you
world.
you know what? I got a cold. That's it.
Yeah.
And you're saying that's the lie?
Because I don't have a cold.
That's not a bad.
I'm just tired.
That's not a bad lie. That's
Yeah.
that's one of those little white lies.
Yeah, I'm coming down with something.
Yeah. But there's no need to say that.
What's the difference? But why don't you just tell them you're tired?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and then realize they're not the type of person you want to be friends with because you can't tell them you're tired.
No, but they got angry with you. That's the whole point. I mean, the guy is. So you say stick to the truth and let him get angry.
Yeah, and then you just deal with it and you're done with it.
Well, I guess you don't want to ever have dinner
Amen.
with these people again.
No, I'll have dinner with someone else.
Okay.
I don't have dinner with anybody anyway, so my
The
wife
issue
and
is
my dog.
like if you told somebody you were sick, I guess you could always be like, yeah, I was sick then. But like, I mean, like, what if they were gonna be like, well, you know, my one of my friends saw you out doing, you know, because like you said that they had lots of parties, and they're like, you know, one of my friends saw you out at all these parties. What are you
See?
doing out at all these parties sick? And at that
Well,
point,
that's what
like,
made me sick.
that's
I caught something at one of those parties.
You've done this before.
Yeah. I came down with something at one of those parties. I was close to somebody. I'm sorry. I got food poisoning. This story is so. I say on this live. This is not a big deal. Save yourself the time and hassle. Tell them something. What do you think, Glenn?
I think the lie is that type of lie, the little white lie to give them an excuse, is no worse than telling them the truth and making them upset. So do whatever you feel right with. But as you get older, you'll find out you don't want to do that anymore because somebody will see you out with you.
Oh, don't go out. You can't go out that
No,
night.
you got to stay in the
You
house.
stay in that night.
That
Yeah,
sucks.
no, you're tired anyway. This is the whole reason you're not
True,
going.
True, okay.
What do you think, Matt?
I think that if when it, I think that you should probably just tell the truth. I don't think there's any reason to not tell the
Yeah.
truth if I'm being honest with you. Well, I mean, I think if
Now I'll tell you where this is different. Okay, if this was like I want to go out with another friend, no, don't lie about that, because that's an evil lie. That's a lie with deceit.
That's
The
when I
li-
would lie.
Yeah, no, that's
Well, I
deceit. But a lie about I'm just tired. I really am tired. I just don't want to go out.
That's
that
not
night.
a lie.
Yeah.
What's not a lie?
Telling them that you're
Yeah,
tired.
if you're tired,
Right,
and
but
you say,
no.
I'm tired.
But that's a reason to lie because that's not hurtful.
You're not. No.
You don't have any-
A lie
you-
is deceitful.
No.
either way. There's no way.
Whoa, wait
a
a
lie
second.
is
Where's that
deceit.
written?
In
That's
the
not
Bible,
No, that's not chiseled in a stone tablet.
it is.
What does the Bible say about lying?
It says,
Thou
thou
shalt
shalt
not."
not lie.
Right, but he doesn't say white lie, does it?
No, you know what it actually says? Thou shalt not bear false witness
Oh.
against your neighbor, I think, right?
Well, these aren't my neighbors,
Yeah.
so there
Yeah.
you go. No worries.
Yep.
Lying. No. Bad.
No, I'm just saying here's the difference.
Deceitful either
For
way.
me, saying I'm tired, okay.
But that'd be true.
That is true. But if I say, you know what, I caught a cold, I'm covering up the fact that I'm tired. That is not a lie.
No, that's
with
deceit.
No. That's not
You're
devious.
using
That's not devious. That's not
deceit
devious.
either way.
No.
You're
If I
deceiving your friend
It
into
is
making
deceit,
you.
yeah.
no, that's
you're
not
deceiving your friend.
deceit.
You're
Why is that deceit?
You were deceiving your friend
No,
to
that's
make
not
him think that you're
deceit.
sick. That's deceiving.
Whoa! Why
You're
is that deceit?
You're thinking devious. Devious is one thing, but deceit
Right.
is deceit is deceit.
What's deceit?
It's like
Tell
you
them
said something that wasn't
lie.
true. That's
Oh,
deceit.
I don't think that's right. I heard deceit is the place you sit when you go to the theater. You go
That's
deceit. Over there's deceit, and then no, this is not deceit. This is just.
It is.
I'm a little misleading
Yeah,
with my
deceitful.
answer. Well, listen, you can call it whatever you want. I'm just okay. Now wait a second, but it's not devious,
Right.
But if I'm like trying to ditch you for friends I like better, that's devious,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Either way, it's deceitful though. So
Well, fine.
Either way,
whatever.
it's a bad.
Let
bad,
it be deceitful.
Bad thing. Bad character.
So
antics.
Glenn says do it. Matt says
Just be honest.
do it. Don't
So-
do it. Okay, let him get mad.
Yeah, let him get mad.
I say it's freeing to just tell them the truth and get rid of them.
Yeah, and that's
What if
kinda
you
I
like
said,
him?
not
What if you
what
like
said.
him?
Why are they getting mad at you for being
Even
tired?
if you
Lord.
like them, you're tired. If they're mad about that, then
But this guy's upset. He's saying I made my friends upset. Should I have just lied to him?
I don't know what to tell you. I'm tired.
because he's sad to lose a friendship. I understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
It's not a friendship if that's
Yeah,
as weak as
yeah.
it's going to be.
Yeah, true.
but we lie to everybody all the time, even if we don't intentionally do it.
He's a fragile fellow.
We do.
We do. People. Oh,
Now
how do
we're
I?
starting to learn about you.
No. How do I look today?
me, I have to
how do I
leave
look
now.
today? No. How do I look today?
I
How
need
do
to-
I sound? What do you think of this?
How are you?
How are you?
Good.
Yeah,
Good,
good. How?
yeah.
If you need anything, give me a call. You're not coming. I know you're not coming. You can tell me that all day long.
I understand
Baloney.
that. Yeah.
So that we lie all day long, but we just no, that's fine. Is that deceitful too? We're just all deceit. Life is filled with deceit.
I don't tell people they look good. Like I said, we've had this conversation before. If somebody asks you how they look and they look bad, you just gotta be brutally honest with them.
No.
Okay, let me rephrase. Don't be
No.
brutally honest. Just be honest. Be like, look,
think
you look bad. Okay, you need to.
Well, what you do is you find something else to respond. If
Change
if
the
the person
subject.
looks bad, you say, I don't like that style of glasses. with
Sounds a
you."
little deceitful.
No.
It is deceitful.
There you go. Lie to him. Listen, it doesn't matter in the end. When I go see St. Peter, he's not gonna be saying, remember that couple that you said that you were sick and really you were just tired? You're not getting in.
Lying to your friends. I don't know.
That's not gonna happen.
That seems uncool.
You won't stand before St. Peter. I'm sorry, that's a whole nother conversation.
No, but I like the idea of St. Peter because I
Yeah.
feel that St. Peter is just a neat. I'm not going to tell people what I believe anyway, but I think that St. Peter is an interesting idea that you go before somebody before you can get into heaven and he's judging you.
You know what I think of St. Peter.
I know what you think of St. Peter, but I think that's an interesting idea.
What do you think of St. Peter?
I'm an atheist.
Oh,
Well, but I think St. Peter is an interesting idea. Don't you, Matt?
Who was St. Peter?
He's a saint.
But was it Peter of
From the
Iscariot or something like that? Or
Judas Iscariot.
that was Judas Iscariot.
Yeah, but I think St. Peter's a nice idea.
Okay.
I would like that job.
You'd like to cast
Just
judgment on
no.
everybody.
I like to look at people's paperwork before they're coming in.
Ooh,
You know,
jeez.
in
To do
third
the job interview.
in third grade, you put gum in Molly's hair. Sorry, not getting in. Stamp your papers and
You
you're
know-
done. I like the idea of that. I think we need to have a little more of that in life. I think people need to be a little more fearful of the things they do.
Well, you know what? All my life, I have tried to be good.
There you go.
And I have found that if I keep asking myself if I'm doing something right or wrong, then I won't do things like we're talking about. I may make a mistake and lie to somebody, but it's not. I'm not going anywhere with this. This
Isn't
is
the whole
stupid.
point
No one's
acceptance?
gonna be perfect.
Acceptance. I accept everybody. I don't know what people are.
I know
or
one
do.
person you don't, but go ahead. We won't mention names.
No, we won't mention any names, but I think I probably accept them. I mean, how do I not? I have to accept them that they're alive, don't I?
Well, yeah, they're alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. I accept it. Some people can't accept things in life. They can't accept criticism. They can't accept the end of things. They can't accept anything.
Now there's a good subject for a show.
What's that?
The end of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been going through that for probably the last 10 years, knowing the end of things are coming sooner for me than I want them to.
Yeah.
But you think of all the
Hell
people.
of a show.
Think of.
Can I ask you a question?
What's that?
Can I interrupt you? So when I was like 5 years old, I was not raised in church, nothing like that. Parents never took me one time. But when I was like 5, my dad said to me, someday something will happen and you'll know there's a God. And that has happened to me 37 times. Like, you've never had anything happen in your life where you're like, that had to be something bigger.
Actually, mine's the reverse of that. I was raised as a minister's kid. I was always told that there was a God. I always listened to the little old ladies in the church that would say, that's because God loves you. And then I started realizing, does that mean he didn't love that little baby that got run over by a truck? And I started questioning things like that. And that kind of led me to where I am now.
Those are the biggest questions.
Yeah, and why would God kill thousands of lovely children in the Great Flood just to get back at a dozen or two? And what does that say about a God that's trying to get back at people? This is a whole new show.
Well, it's a whole thing, but I think everybody comes to their own beliefs.
And
their
that's
own
good.
way.
I love people that have religion. Most people that have a strong religion are good people that want to do right. There are a lot of people that use religion as a way to get what they want, and that's the type of person I.
That's why I like
Struggle
St.
with.
Peter.
Yeah, well,
Because he puts
we don't
people-
even know his last name. Come on.
Johnson. His name's Peter Johnson.
This is Peter Johnson.
St. Peter Johnson. But he puts people
No,
in...
he's the Speaker of the House.
And he puts people in, kind of check. He says, if you do something bad, I'm watching. It's like Santa Claus in a way.
Yeah.
I do something
Exactly
naughty.
like Santa Claus.
Do something naughty, and there's going to be trouble.
I like it.
I'm for that. People have to have a reason not to do the silly things that they do.
I don't have a reason anymore, and I don't do those naughty things.
But we were talking about the end coming. And
Me too.
Yeah, but no, my question was, but a lot of people, think in the 10 years that you've been preparing for the end, and it hasn't happened yet, how many people have died who weren't preparing for the end by suicide or disease?
Most of my family. Yeah.
There you go. I was saying, don't prepare. I mean, you don't know when your end is,
No.
and I say let her rip.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've done.
There you go. All right. Well, now I'll tell you somebody who's not letting her rip is Caitlin Clark. Now, she is now the highest paid person in the WNBA, and we've been through all that. It's not even $1 million. But she did get a $28 million deal from Nike to be their spokesperson, which is good for her, so God bless her. But a sports journalist and a woman named Janelle Hill said the real reason that we are fascinated with Caitlin Clark has nothing to do with her scores, putting her scores up. It has to do because she is straight and because she's white. And that's why we're fascinated with her. Has nothing to do with her skills on the court. So says a female sports journalist. Now, and just for the record here, by the way, I should say Caitlin Clark in the NCAA scored more points, broke the record for scoring more points than any other woman in the history of the NCAA, and any man in the NCAA. She now holds the record for both the men and the women for points scored in the NCAA.
Wow.
So,
Which is impossible since both of them have different rules, but
points are points.
okay.
But I think what he's saying is if you took
It's a
her,
woman.
I think
Janelle.
no, him.
Oh,
but
Glenn.
But,
Glenn's
but I
saying.
think what Glenn is saying is if you took Caitlin and you put her in the men's double NCAA, like double
And double NCAA.
NCAA bracket, like their D1 men's basketball, she wouldn't have gotten that record. She
No.
would
She wouldn't have the competition, the weaker competition.
I don't know if that's true, though, because,
No, none of us do.
No, because the person who held the record before was not in recent time. So do we say, well, the time that person played in, there weren't steroids? That's not germane either.
I was in athletics
Right,
for
that's a
18
good
years.
question for you. Yeah,
And
college athletics.
And I watched that all the time.
Right.
People making false comparisons. I had a number 1 draft choice kid that played for us, Mark Aguirre. He got $400,000 to sign. Now what are they making?
Right.
80 million or something like that. It's gotten out of control. That's one of the things I do hate about sports. I've more power to her because she was a terrific player. I watched her play a lot.
Yeah,
she
terrific.
Yeah. She isn't gone yet.
She's barely started.
Yeah, but I'm not going to compare her against men because I don't think that's a fair comparison either way.
No, I threw that in just to prove that she scores a lot of points.
Oh, yes, she does.
And
she's a good shooter.
The journalist's point was it has nothing to do with her points. It's because she's a straight white girl.
Well, that has something to do with it. I've gotten a... Oh, I'm sorry. Did I?
No, go ahead. I don't know if I believe that, but go ahead.
I'm just... this afternoon I was texting with a young lady that I knew from when I was in Athens, who is a gay female sports writer. And we talked about that sort of thing. And I have a daughter who is was a phenomenal soccer player, and a granddaughter that's going to play college basketball. So I have some women in my team, and you wouldn't know if their teammates are gay or not gay. So why do you care about it? I mean, it's their life, not yours. Leave them alone. Let them do their thing. As long as they don't come into my house and want to do it on my couch. Either way, male or female or hetero or otherwise.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, that wouldn't necessarily have been my answer, but that's fine. That's what this show's about, differing opinions.
Well, we could have a long show about gay women in sports in college. And believe me, I dealt with a lot of people that say, well, they're all gay. They're not all gay.
No, they're not all gay.
And
Caitlin
what
Clark's
difference
not
does
gay.
it make?
No, I don't.
I wasn't saying you did say that.
No, I'm just confused here on why this woman is saying that we are fascinated with her because she's straight and white.
Well,
I don't think, I can't know.
Yeah, the amount of points she scored has put women's basketball on the map.
And the ratings she drew.
There are men watching it that never cared about women's basketball.
I believe for the first time in the history of the NCAA March Madness, the women outdrew the men in the ratings.
Yeah, men's was bad this year.
So that's not, and Nike didn't give her $28 million because she's a white girl. I mean, what? Why does this even matter?
It's
what is wrong with this journalist?
People are jealous that she got so much money, so they're jealous.
Here's I'm
the
going to
gayness and the money thing is.
I'm going to prove that this woman's wrong right now.
Okay.
Here's how I'm going to do it. Okay. This woman's saying that the fascination with Caitlin Clark is because she's a straight white girl. Nothing to do with her point scoring. Okay. So how many straight white girls are there in the NCAA? I'm sure there's another one. I'm sure there are many other ones. But let's just say there's one other. Okay, why aren't we as fascinated by her? Why isn't she getting $28 million from Nike? Why didn't the ratings go up when she played? Why didn't she score all those points? It is about the game. It's not because she's a straight white girl. There are other straight white girls in the NCAA.
Journalists like to stir stuff up.
I mean, isn't that the truth?
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think journalists that's what they do. They stir
Not
the
good
pot.
ones.
Yeah, I'm sure, I know there are some good ones, but a lot of them, they stir the pot.
I used to deal with people from Sports Illustrated, and they run the gamut from great to absolutely horrible.
Well, right, but this Janelle Hill, I guess, is a fairly decent sports journalist. Why would she say that?
To get somebody's attention, I imagine.
Yeah, but that's dumb. It's dumb. I mean, what?
It's stereotypes that she was kind of knocking, I guess. I mean, that is a stereotype of women's sports, that they're all gay. And I'll guarantee you they are not.
Yeah, but why?
My granddaughter is not gay. So.
Yeah, but why would that make you give you a fascination? There are other straight people out there too. There are other white people out there too.
Stupid. It's stupid.
So is it true? I guess is the question.
that's why,
Why we care about Caitlin Clark is because she's a straight white girl.
some people probably. To
Really?
me, yeah, to me, I care about her because she's a hell of a shooter.
There you go.
It's like Pistol Pete. I
I believe that's who she passed. I believe that's who she passed.
Yeah.
Go ahead. That's who held the record. Now think
That's
how.
right,
And
it
Pistol.
was.
What year was Pistol Pete?
Oh, back in the
30s.
60s? No, 40s.
40. So there you go. So think about that. Now, can you compare Pistol Pete with the current guys?
Absolutely not.
Right. So she passed.
They don't have the 3-point. He didn't have the 3-point lane.
So since the 40s, 30, Pistol Pete held that record for 70 years, and this girl beat it.
Yeah.
Now that's
That's
something.
important,
That's
yeah.
important. Matt,
What's the question here?
He fell asleep.
were you paying attention?
I didn't even know what was happening over here.
He took a page out of
Now, what part did you understand there?
So I mean, is the
Is there like an ADD moment?
Is the question that whether or not we care about her because she's straight?
Not we. I'm saying the sports writer.
Yes.
Is that true?
So-
We care about Caitlin Clark because she's a straight white girl. Has nothing to do with how she plays the game.
So we're asking if that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's true. So I didn't know there was a whole a little diatribe that went on over there. So I had to. I was.
Were you on a diatribe, Glenn?
I don't know. I thought they played for Cleveland.
There you go. And they have deceit up there with the diatribe.
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't.
Next to those Guardians.
Yeah. Listen, all I'm saying is no. Okay, that's all your answer is no.
I mean,
Don't want to expound on that at
I
all?
don't know that I have much to back it up with. If I'm being honest with you, I don't know that it's true. I mean, there's not much. I mean, I just don't know why it would be true. I mean, there are a lot more people who we care about that aren't white, and I mean, I don't know that many people really share their sexuality. But I mean, there are people that I mean, they're just. I don't
What does
know
this
that
mean?
it makes a difference.
See, here's what I don't. Lesbians
think it
play
does.
better sports, I guess. Is that the
No.
connotation?
I will guarantee
I don't know
you that
that's-
people think
that's why I
they
don't-
are gay.
That's why I don't get
Whatever.
what I don't understand why. I just know it just doesn't make any sense. I
No,
don't
it
think
doesn't.
I don't think that that's why people are
That's
interested in. I think people are interested
ridiculous.
in it. I don't know anything about it. I don't watch the basketball, but I mean from what I have
I don't
heard-
watch the basketball. Okay,
Yeah,
go
I don't
ahead.
watch the basketball.
You watch the games, you just don't watch the basketball.
You read the
That's
Google.
going up and down the field. Jeez. Okay. How do you feel about the basketball? Heather, what do you think?
I think she put women's basketball on the map, and I
She did.
think if she was white, black, gay, straight, whatever, people would still be watching her.
What do you make of this journalist?
I think that she knows if she says anything like that, there are a lot of people who will rise up and agree, and it's going to stir the pot, and it's all about ratings a lot of the times.
Maybe.
And
Yeah.
Sometimes, but you know what? I think this girl's getting a lot of really unfair criticism, and has, because she's a superstar.
I give all athletes that make over $1 million a year criticism.
Well, and she doesn't make $1 million
when we
from
would do
her
it for
WNBA.
less. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, when we would all do it for a lot less.
I would have. I'd do it for nothing.
Yeah.
So there you go. But she got her $28 million from Nike, so good for them.
Yeah,
But from the WNBA, she's not even making $1 million. I don't think.
I don't.
We
know.
went through that at one point here on the show, how little she makes. I think it's like $750,000 a year or something.
Well,
Yeah. Now, are we getting a 2-minute warning here coming up? Okay. I don't want to get into another subject because I just want to let you know that next episode we are going to talk about the local issue, and that's not going to be so funny because that is not fun and that is not to be joked about. But we're going to try to have a serious conversation with the facts that we know, and we're going to try to do exactly what they're not doing in the media right now. Or what they are doing, is we're not going to hyperbole, we're not going to condemn, we're not going to do that, but we're going to tell you what the facts are and what people have said.
Could be a very short show.
Well, I mean, it is what it is right now, and I hate that saying, but that's what it is. I mean, I don't know what more to say, so we're going to try to approach it from the standpoint of 4 local people, 4 people who I think at least 3 of us have met this man, and here we are. Life happens. So we're going to talk about that on the next episode. For Matt and Glenn and Heather, stay tuned. We got another one coming up. But for this episode, grab the seat, and we're heading for the dugout.